You gotta go Robin Hood. And so, with what the Chinese president says about, I don't want freedom of speech, that's his freedom of speech, but he can't necessarily control it. And he knows he can't. And he doesn't expect his people to be able to say, well, I don't believe in freedom of speech. Well, then that lets me be able to have the same right to debate. Then I don't have the fucking right to say that you have. I don't think you have the right to say what you said. I don't think that's the freedom of speech that we fall under. You don't have that freedom to say that. Well, I don't think you have the freedom to say that. But we both have the freedom to have that debate. So even though it's oxymoronic, it's still an infinite orgasmic state. And he's a guy that doesn't really want to talk shit, but wants to be very positive. And, you know, China used to be really big into celebrations. I don't know how much it's changed. I know there's double parts to China. But like I said, there's a time and place for everything. And if everybody learns when to work together and how to work together, we could all do what we want to do and still get the job done that we wanted to get done and have a whole lot of fun. But we all know our goal is happiness. It's just unfortunate that somebody's happiness might be the thought of murdering somebody. Even though that might create happiness, we don't know. You know, I am very dumb when it comes to understanding what proof may be. Because I see so many different perceptions, like I'm ADD, I see too many things that are going on to be like, well, this, and I sound asshole-ish. But it's like, this was the number one argument when I was a kid. I'd eat at the table and I didn't like vegetables. And I didn't like certain things, and the argument was, you better eat it because there's kids in Africa that are starving. Well, that means we care about black people, and I understand that, but I also care about black people too, so why are we wasting money here when we could technically send the food to Africa to feed those kids? Because I'm not the reason they're starving. You're the reason they're starving because you're trying to force me to eat the food I don't want to eat that they could eat and probably would enjoy to eat. So it's oxymoronic. It's that infinite orgasmic state. It's you're coming to terms with either pussiness or dickheadness, and either you meet in the middle and you're in a time warp and you become a Trojan warrior disguised as evil that is purity, or you're purity and that's the disguise because you're actually evil. We don't know. We don't really know. But it's just the belief system. Even them believing it, and then we go, wait. I know you believe it this way, but put it in this perception. If we both see both each other's perceptions, we might have the same view on this weird ideology of not understanding. And that's the right answer. We don't understand why, but even our own society isn't always good. And that's why Socrates is important, because the majority may have become not righteousness, but wrong. And there is a right and wrong, because there's an unwritten rule of what you do and do not do to people. When you know you're doing something to annoy somebody, that's assault. When you're doing something to prove dominance, that's assault. Okay? It's not about proving dominance. The most dominant thing you could do is be submissive. Why? Because anything you throw at me isn't going to kill me. So if I want to fight you and make you do what I do, you won't last. You won't survive. It was like, okay, the Holocaust was bad, but look at all the Germans that thought, oh, well, we can survive this, and they tried to enter Russia and they just froze to death. Well, wasn't that a bitch move? I mean, ideology is saying probably 90% of them were forced soldiers, or misunderstood or time warped at a young age. You just don't understand. And what you may be perceiving as an enemy might be an ally, and what you might be perceiving as an ally might be an enemy. And That's the real answer. I don't know is almost the smartest answer anybody could give. It's not just the, like, well, it's because I don't want to have to deal with fighting them and I don't want to fight them. It's I want to fight both of them because there's good and bad on both sides. So I want to protect the ones that have been brainwashed. If they don't want to fight, that's fine. I don't want to force them to fight. But the ones that I can brainwash because they were easily brainwashed, I can confuse them into fighting the enemy and taking the allies and as POWs. There's mind games you could play, and war is wrapped around mind games. That's why I say war is usually mainly wrapped around the belief. And it's wrapped around the belief of the religion. And it's wrapped around one part of the belief of the religion. But you have to understand throughout that whole part of religion, time has changes. And that's why the whole point of the Bible is there's a time and there's a place for everything. Where are we at right now in that time of society? Because time repeats itself.